Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. I was like, come on, I know I pressed submit. Why is it taking so long to technology, you know?
Yeah,
So, but how's your day going?
my day is fine. I ate breakfast. Can't really complain.
Breakfast. Wait, you just had breakfast? Wait, what
No, I
time is
didn't
it for
just.
you?
No, I didn't. I didn't just have breakfast, but I woke up this morning and had breakfast and stuff. So
Oh,
yeah, just to start my day off. So I was like, can't really complain. I'm just relaxing right now.
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey, after this, I'm gonna check out go to day two of this expo that's in my hometown right now.
Okay.
So cool stuff. What did you have a good week overall?
I had a busy week. Because I am in school, so I do like animation and artwork and stuff like that. So I do a lot basically, and just like I would say overall, the job market does suck, but still trying to find like like something within my field that that I can be able to like work full time for one day, and you know, I have my last semester for college, which is good, and on top of that too, it was my birthday, so I celebrated my birthday and enjoyed my week.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Great. That's great. Well, you'll make it work. You'll find something.
Yeah.
So, well, if the small talk is over, I think we can go ahead and get this underway.
Mhm.
So, nice to have you here. So, I'm Phil. I'm host of the Conversation Podcast, and I have a special guest. Introduce yourself. Who's Tams I'm speaking to this Saturday afternoon?
Okay. Hello, my name is Tamz, and I am a Black cosplayer slash content creator and artist. I've been doing this for over 5 years now, and I also I do a lot of like video game cosplays for the most part. I also love doing 2D animation and 2D art, and I'm really passionate about just the creativity, the community, as well as just like being a Black woman in a world that we live in where we have to work 10 times harder than a lot of other people because of the way things were set up for us. And I believe that definitely for sure that I've come a long way from my journey so far, and I still have a lot to learn and have a lot to keep continuing on.
Of course, of course. Listen, once you get started, there's lots of possibilities out there. And that goes for everyone who's doing all these kind of artistic stuff in the black community. Like the black cosplay anime community is so amazing and expansive, and it just keeps surprising us at every turn.
Very much so. I agree. Definitely, the surprising part is definitely what I see the most when it comes to the Black community. Like, there's the pros and then there's the cons. Um, I would just say like as a creator who posts like characters who are not quote unquote black to people and stuff like that, it's a lot of just more so like you being creative and then it's just the backlash, the unnecessary backlash you get just for existing, which I will still never understand because like what am I supposed to do? Change my skin color and my race? Like, no, I can't do that. None of us can. So
Yeah. So don't let nobody extinguish our fire. So, well, before we get started, let's start with a little bit of an icebreaker, okay?
mhm.
Now, what cosplay have you not had a chance to do but are willing to do at some point?
A cosplay that I really want to do is Word Girl because I grew up with her um on PBS Kids, like as well as like Cyber Chase, Maya Miguel, Clifford, a lot of other shows. Just like this is like with her specifically that show, it made me not only like learn like vocabulary and stuff and like the definitions of like pretty much it's like black excellence, but her being raised by a black family and being able to sort of just like do all these accomplishments in school and as like a superhero that literally has to like fight villains, but majority of the time it's just her basically like teaching the villains a lesson on like why this was wrong. I really really feel like in general I think this show really has taught me a lot when it comes to black excellence because it pretty much shows you that hey, like this person right here, this is a black girl speaking to me about like what I can do to help other people, what I can do to also help myself. And what I can also do to, like teach people like the positives more than the negatives.
Mhm. Yes, and I like those shows back when I was a kid. PBS Kids. There's a lot of lessons in there showing people like what's right and wrong, and
Yeah.
and I know one of the characters in that show passed away a few years ago. Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
from Cyber Chase. He played Digit from Cyber Chase. Yeah, he
yeah,
passed away a few years
yeah, he
ago.
was that. He was Iago the parrot, Mister Mystics Pitlick from Superman the animated series. Yeah,
Yeah.
those were some great voices. I miss this voice, but yeah, all those shows that's like that made our childhood, especially like a lot of black characters like Static Shock as well.
Yeah.
FYI, they're getting ready to do a Static Shock movie right now.
Which I'm excited about because I have a professor who actually worked on the actual animated series, like did like background for it and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty cool learning about that. It was
What? It's
yeah. This was from my previous college that I graduated from. My professor, he was telling us like, yeah, I worked on Static Shock. I was like, so what's the tea? Like, what's the inside of like working with the cast members and stuff? He was like, it's really, really good. It's a really good experience. He said he was sad that the show did get canceled. He said there was some pros and there was some cons, there was some disagreements about certain like creativities and with some people, but overall the show still taught lessons. They had like little like segments where they teach you how to draw a character and stuff like that, which I wish that more shows did for the kids today, which unfortunately they don't do. I just feel like a lot of stuff is just like gone, lost media, or just super censored. And don't like, I feel like a lot of like cartoons nowadays don't really teach kids like lessons that they taught us back in the day, where it was just like Sesame Street, like every episode was pretty much a lesson for you, like educational wise and just like real life wise when it comes to the characters. So I feel like they should definitely bring something like that back, especially since like, kids, their minds are just focused on like cartoons and like or anime even and stuff like that. And I feel like with stuff that teaches kids like important lessons about real life stuff, learning that at a young age, they could be able to kind of like slowly mature and kind of understand it as they get older. Like, oh, I remember this. Like, this definitely means this, which means like this could be like a part of my real life thing where I can actually work on myself for, so and so. So I just think that a lot of times, you know, I feel like a lot of the kids nowadays who are born in this generation now are missing out on a lot of the stuff that we unfortunately, I mean, we're fortunate to have, but they're unfortunate to not really have as like as much as us. We had like the privilege of like having that sort of like that just learning all that stuff.
Yeah, they should bring stuff like back like that. I know it's like technology's evolving these days, and there's still stuff like Sesame Street going on, but there's probably more that we could do
Yeah,
to help these guys learn in schools as much as learning like programs on cartoons as well. And I think Static Shock doing that, that's really amazing for us. And I think they need to bring something like that back as well.
I agree.
Well, now that the ice is broken, I divide this stuff. I have 20 questions and I divide them up into sections.
Hmm.
So let's go ahead and start with section one, the usual origins and identity. Now, what first pulled you into cosplay, and what was the moment you realized this is more than just a hobby for me?
I think what more so pulled me into cosplay is when I was a really young girl. And at first, like before I got into like animation and 2D art and stuff like that, I used to be into fashion a lot heavily because I used to love seeing people like dress up. I used to play a lot of dress up games as a kid, and I'm like, oh my god, like I want to look like her. Like, I watch like the Barbie movies, the Bratz movies, like just like even like shows like Wings Club and Witch, and I was just like, oh my god, like their sense of fashion. Like, I want to make my own clothes, or I want to just like create something that I see in shows. So one of the first things I've ever made was a tinfoil dress with two ribbons
Mhm.
on it. And I was just like, the fact that I made a tinfoil dress is actually really funny and also really like creative as a kid because this is like, I just came up with that. I just randomly just came up with that. I was like, I'm going to make this. And I did. And I realized that I can really pretty much create whatever I want to make and just put my mind to it if I wanted to. So yeah, just it kind of just started off with that, and then from their point on, like slowly over the years, I just started creating my own work, my own art, even like dressing in my own sense of fashion, like just how I express myself in a way.
Mhm. That's interesting. You made a tinfoil outfit. I don't know if you saved any pictures of those. That would be cool to see.
I have a picture of it. It's just like it's so embarrassing because I'm not gonna lie, like in that
I
picture,
understand.
I have a big fat dome. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna be so like very much honest with you. My head looks huge in that picture because as a kid I had to grow into my head. So
I
but it
understand.
yeah, it is a picture of me just like holding the dress though.
Okay, okay. Well, shoot, hey, if you listen, I've seen so many people who start off their stuff in the cosplay where they do like all kinds of crazy outfits. They either use like tinfoil hats, they use cardboard boxes, anything to get them started before they start taking the costume thing seriously.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nice to go back and look, maybe I should go through my old journal and see what I've done. Maybe I can do a better version of what I did today.
And yeah, I was just like looking back at some stuff to like even me, like I used to in school, like in elementary or like kindergarten or something, I used to just like instead of like doing my assignments, I would straight up just draw around all my assignments and stuff. Like, or even during a test, like I would get points docked off my test just for drawing something that's in my mind. I was like, I have to draw this because if I don't draw it, I'm gonna forget everything.
Trying to maintain your sanity, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like it kept me. I'm not gonna lie, drawing did keep me sane in certain situations. So I was like, if I don't draw this, I'm gonna go crazy. So I had to just like do it.
During the test, though.
I mean, listen. I was just like, I hate doing tests. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't like being tested or doing tests, but it was just like the only way for me to keep going and doing that test was to at least draw, like, just get that little thing out. But yeah,
I
I learned.
understand. I understand.
Yeah, I was like, lesson learned though. I was like, don't draw on your tests because they will dock points.
Well, at least you did what you had to do.
Yeah,
So that's all that matters. But yes, going back like at your child and see what you did can inspire you to see what you can do differently today because you know right now like technology is so advanced. So there's a lot of possibilities out there.
yeah.
So
Advance in a good way and bad way.
that too. Pros and
Yeah,
cons.
yeah. This is the way that you use the new technology. It's the way that people use it and stuff. So
Gotta watch out for those.
yeah.
Next, before the audience, before the following, who is Tamz at your core? You.
Um. Well, Tam's was like I think the origin of me, like how I just got the name and just like basically became the person I became today was it just started off with just me. Just when I kept drawing, I realized that I can make a brand of myself, and I realized this maybe at like in middle school, and the name Tams came from like my English teacher because the short stories I used to make in class, she was just like, "Oh, I really like your stories. They're very entertaining. They're pretty creative." And even like she used to love my drawings with the story too as well. And so she just started calling me Tams, and I was just like, no one has ever called me that. Like when she called me that, I just felt like I felt a little different. Where it's just like it's like if it's like a awakening, like just like a wake up call. Where it's just like I like this, and I was like, I can take this further. Like I can take this name and take this further, like this nickname that I have. And ever since then, I was just like, she called me Tams. When anybody called me Tams, it felt so empowering a little bit, like in the sense where it's just like, yeah, like this name is not just a name somebody just called me. This is a name where it's like it came from the creativity that I made, like when I was in school and stuff like that, when I was in class and seeing how my teachers see my growth and stuff. And it was just like, it was an amazing feeling to the point where, like, when I took it to high school, like, I carried that name to high school, I realized I was like, well, like, I'm gonna change everything, like all my names, like my old Instagram, like all my accounts and stuff that I have, it's changing to Tams. And first it was like Tams with an S at the end, but no, I changed it to a Z because I was like, I thought it had like a good ring to it at least. And then the origin of my Instagram name, Tam says, was just like, I am a Sonic fan. So when I used to watch all the Sonic cartoons and stuff, and I remember the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog having like those segments at the end of the show where it was like Sonic and Tails, and like Tails was he would spell the word says wrong. I took that because it was not only an like abbreviation of my first and last name, but it was also like a way of me saying like I have a lot to say, I have a lot on my mind, I have a lot to create. So that's where the name originated from, and that's why I became who I am today with that name.
That's amazing. And listen, I've seen so many people on Instagram with so many nicknames and everything. Listen, I don't have a nickname. I just go by Field Crew Productions because I like producing stuff.
Yeah, like
No.
go for it. I've been like, listen, don't ever let nobody tell you otherwise. Like, oh, this name is. I don't care. It's my name, and I was like, if you got an issue with it, clearly, I'm doing a good job. Clearly, you're doing a good job. If somebody has an issue with the name,
Yeah, and every creator just name, I know everyone has names that has to, we create these names because it has to, like, we have to make sure we're feeling like we're being creative, and
yeah.
sometimes it has to be like it has to mean something in the back.
Mhm.
Like if it doesn't, if it like, let me say this: I don't say things like without context. Like sometimes our names or artwork or whatever we do, it's got to have context behind it. This is
Mhm.
one person I interviewed. She calls herself Azora,
Mhm.
and the reason why she chose Azora because Azora means blue skies in Japanese.
Mhm.
It's actually a pretty name.
Is a really nice name.
hmm And so what you Tam says Sonic, it makes sense because you like doing the stuff you do. You like you like Sonic. You like doing this artwork that you're doing. So whatever name you come up with, it has to make sure it means something to you first before you just put it out there.
Yeah.
hmm Like don't let nobody else change it. Like
I'm
you're the one who came up with it.
exactly.
hmm And by the way, I like Tam says, so don't change it.
I will not. I will not. Trust me. I will not. I love the name myself. So and
Yeah.
it's just like it has a ring to it too. So I was like,
There you go. Next up, was there a specific character or moment that made you feel seen in cosplay or anime culture?
Princess Daisy. And I'm pretty sure you've probably seen that throughout my page, Princess Daisy, because I've done my little dress up doing other characters and stuff before Daisy, but like I did Chun Li from Street Fighter, but it just didn't feel right to me. I didn't feel like I was Chun Li, so I was like, nah, Chun Li is not for me. And I've done like Sleeping Beauty, but I'm like, yeah, Sleeping Beauty is not for me either. But when I did Daisy, and knowing that I'm a Super Mario fan, not only it felt empowering, but it felt like I was her because having like the like similar traits, like the tomboy traits and stuff, it just reminded me of like me being like just like oh one of the boys type shit where it's just like and no before like and no not the type of like oh the pick me the girl that wants to be in the guy group. No, like I legit prefer to hang out with guys more than women half the time, like because it was just like it was sort of more comfortable with me because I can be able to like rough house, I can be able to like play sports and stuff. Like even back in middle school, I was like in high school, I was on the boys team for a lot of the times when I was doing sports. And I'm not even joking about that. I did fencing, I did flag football, I did volleyball on the girls team, I did basketball also on the girls team, and I did rugby and like on the boys team. And I'm just like I did a lot of other stuff where it's just like I was mostly with guys, and I think I just had like a better like compatibleness and like better like relationship when it comes to guy friends. And even I have guy friends today that, for one thing, one of the main things is just like I don't have to worry about nobody like having feelings for me or all that other weird awkward shit. I could just hang out with you, like you're the bro, like I can talk to you, be able to be comfortable around you. Like I have friends who are also women too. Like I have my girlfriends too. And I'm very grateful for that because it took me a while to make like girlfriends more than guy friends. And because of that, like the way I grew up with the girls around me who wasn't really like a girl's girl, they more so was just cared about what the boys think about them, and I guess like my appearance and stuff too as well, where it's just like I don't really care. Like, I'm just like I don't really care. I just want to have fun. I want people that I could just relate to and just have fun. Very, because I like to socialize too. I like to socialize. Like everybody has their social bars too. Like when they're going to cons, like when they're going to social events. Sometimes your social bar could be up here. You could talk to people. You're very social, but then it goes down after a while because you get tired, whatever like that. But that's just a natural thing. But overall, I think like just socializing, talking to people, I think that definitely helps, especially in person too, because you can call, you can text people. But I feel like when it comes to socializing in person, so that I get more of that relationship, more of that realness from anybody in general that I'm friends with. And I feel like definitely I took a huge step into just like opening myself to other people as well, and taking a risk or taking a chance and being able to like talk to other people that I'm not used to talking to or I've never like really communicated to yet. So yeah, it's just I think the social life part, it's pretty okay. It's pretty good. I'll say overall it's pretty good. Definitely better than how it was before, because now that I'm like, I'm like growing and stuff like that, I feel it feels more real because I actually have a lot more to say than how I used to be back then.
Well, you're trying to open out to more people. I'm trying to do the same thing as well. Like, I'm connecting with you guys on online and everything, trying to, still have regular human interaction with others.
Yeah.
It's, and I will say I am an introvert, but I am trying my best to talk to you guys. I just like my own personal
Which is
time to
fun.
myself.
Right. No, and I completely get it. I feel like being an introvert is like, if did I say it correctly, an introvert, right?
Introvert.
No, 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 not introvert. What's the opposite of introvert?
Oh, extrovert.
Extrovert. Yeah, okay. I said outrovert. I think being an extrovert like is really hard too, like because it's just like you socialize, but it's like you're expected to also socialize with people. And I feel like when you're kind of just like masking or like in your bubble and stuff and just want to have peace of mind, and some people get like, wow, they're not talking, like they're normally the one that social, like you have like like crazy expectations too, which is why I had to take a step back from that, because I was like, as much as I like to socialize, sometimes I need time for myself too. And like being in my own space also helps, because you can be able to just like do kind of whatever you want without somebody being like kind of like hovering around you or just talking to you about everything, you know? So it's good for that too. It's good to have that for yourself too as well. So
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to like shut yourself out from the world. I
yeah,
know
yeah,
sometimes we have those dark days and it feels like we just,
yeah,
but still, we still try our best every day to just go out and just try to have a little bit of interaction with each other.
yeah,
And I think that's the most important part. You close yourself off from the rest of the world, you'll be miserable. And
yeah.
trust me, I don't want to be miserable. I don't. So that's why I just try to, do my thing.
And that's understandable. And I get it. I was like, definitely doing your own thing and just like even like making yourself happy too is very important, because once you make yourself happy and stuff and work on yourself, you start to like your social level will be much better too, because once you're happy you can make other people happy.
Exactly. All right. Last question in this section. How has cosplay helped you rediscover or redefine your identity?
I think cosplay has definitely helped me with my identity and my self discovery, because I know I know what I want when it comes to like characters I want to like characters I want to bring to life, and just like my niches and like fandoms and all this other stuff. Like it opens like a huge variety of stuff for me, where it's just like if I cosplay a character for an example and I post it and somebody says, "Oh my god, like you made my childhood. I've never seen anybody cosplay," or "Oh my god, I'm so glad that more and more people are starting to cosplay this character." That makes me happy. Or it's just like even me seeing other people cosplay characters, like for instance, if I see Princess Daisy, but I see people like cosplay but add their own style to it, it makes me so much happier, because I'm like, you don't have to be the cosplayer that's like, oh, 100% accuracy like type shit. You can literally just cosplay a character in a sense where it's just like you're enjoying yourself. Like you have your own style with it, your own swag with it, and on top of that too, it's just like you're making other people happy. People who are a fan of this character, you're making them happy seeing this, and it makes me happy seeing other people cosplay characters, especially ones that I grew up with, and characters I've seen in games, I've seen in shows, animes, and stuff. And I feel like with the community, that should be like the most important thing. I feel like it's kind of gotten like kind of bad to the point where it's like everything is so competitive when it comes to just like cosplaying and stuff. Like, oh, this person looks better than you, or this person is more accurate than you, like type of stuff. I'm just like, no, that's kind of foolish. Like that's really like stupid and very ignorant because it's just when I cosplay Princess Daisy, Daisy doesn't have an afro in the game, but I add my afro because as a black woman, I feel more authentic. Like I feel more like myself wearing like the hairstyle, like the hair that I grew up with and stuff like that for the character that I also grew up with. So, like, and I add my own style to it. Like my own makeup and whatever like that. Like I want to feel like I'm the character in my own way. Like it doesn't have to be the same exact hair. Like, and I feel like for some people, I feel like some people needs to hear this too. But when you're cosplaying a character, you really don't have to change your. You don't have like, not even don't have to. Don't change your skin tone for a character that's either lighter or darker. Love yourself. I definitely love yourself when it comes to your skin color because at the end of the day, especially black people and brown people that have to go through certain stuff in the community when it comes to their skin tone, I very feel like you should just like people like that are just miserable and ignorant. People who comment racist stuff and people who say the most disrespectful stuff to you and stuff like that, they're miserable. And most of the time, they're faceless people with weird profile pictures or no profile pictures, losers. And at the end of the day, who cares? I'm still continuing it. If people want to criticize me and say, "Oh, it's not accurate," "Oh, she's not black," or whatever like that, I don't care. She's black to me, so I can say that she's black to me, and like I'm enjoying myself, I'm loving myself, and you're hating on me because you don't like yourself, and that's okay. You have the right to have an opinion, but I'm gonna continue doing what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna sit there and whine and be sad about a comment because I never take those seriously either. So I know what I'm worth, and I know I'm definitely worth it more than just a racist comment at the end of the day.
They just got nothing else better to do. And I was thinking about doing a video about that after they treated you like that with the whole Daisy situation. I
Yeah.
was like, and this happened during the week of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Like,
Yeah. This was like when me, a friend of mine, and then somebody else that also
was it
joined us
Black
there.
Princess? Was it Black
Yeah.
Princess Peach?
Yeah. Me and her, like, we were talking about it and we're just like, Jesus Christ, like, yo, people are just no, it's just like no remorse, just nothing. And it's just like we just laugh at it and we're just like, you're
I
not even
was
creative. Like,
I was gonna vent because I was gonna say that's interesting because when and they announced Halle Bailey as Ariel and they got the other actress to play Vivi, y'all lost your goddamn minds.
yeah, like
Like this isn't accurate, whatnot. This, yeah, but yeah, crazy
yeah,
stuff.
it's just insane stuff. And I just feel like when it comes to like even black people who does act like black actresses, black artists and stuff, like in particularly like most of the time it's like black women being targeted because that's unfortunately the case. It's mostly black women being targeted out of everybody. Even in like in the black community and stuff. And I feel like when it comes to that, like it's a serious thing because you know people blow up all the time when they post certain stuff or whatever. Like even my friend Black Princess P, she blow like when she posts her stuff, like whichever one blows up more and stuff like that. You start seeing like the racist comments in the section too. Like even me, like when I posted about like the comments that I was getting, like we were getting in our videos, like Tony Weaver even like commented too, and I'm like, if Tony Weaver saw that and actually said like, "Yo, like what is this comment section?" Like, come on, guys, like, come
Yeah,
on.
I actually met Tony Weaver Jr. in an Anime Week in Atlanta. Very amazing dude.
Really? Yeah,
I
I
got
met him at Anime YC 2 years ago. He was so nice, so nice.
yes. So I just had to get a picture of him. But yes, Tony Weaver, I've been seeing some of his work. I actually I'm trying to see if I can get him on here as well. So it's been a work in progress. But yes, all these guys are just attacking us like they ain't got and I was like, see, this type of shit right here is what caused Squid Kid to commit suicide.
And that's what I was, and that's another thing too, when it like Squid Kid, like Ash, like when that happened, that whole thing happened. It was very heartbroken. I was mutuals with them, and unfortunately, I wanted to meet them at like a con, like I think Anime YC or something, like or one of the cons that were coming up that the year before I found out, the time around that time when they passed away. But it was just so sad because I'm just like a black creator, young. She's younger than me too. I mean, I'm not she. I'm sorry. They're younger than me, and mind you, they're doing cosplay. They're doing even like the photographer that they worked with was being racist and disgusting and stuff like that, and people got on him for that. And I think he uncollaborated with Ash and stuff, which I'm happy about because I'm like, you shouldn't even be working with any cosplayers for that matter because the cosplay community is diverse. It should not be one side and everything. And I hate the fact that you're working with a black creator and the fact that they also passed away and you're liking racist comments and saying all these disgusting stuff about them. It's just disgusting and it's just like people like that should not be in a community. I feel like not everybody needs to be a photographer. Like in my opinion, I feel like when some people say they're a photographer, are you really a professional or are you just want to take pictures of people or just like take
And
pictures
it's
of quote unquote like women or something like that just to say, oh, you're a professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like you have black people on your page too and you're being racist. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up. It's really messed up. And what happened to Ash was not okay. And I've seen people, make videos about them and like, what happened and stuff. The one thing is just like the one thing that I didn't like what happened with them was just the fact that this one creator on TikTok, I know they got exposed, but they were making disgusting videos about Ash and about how they deserve to, night and stuff like that. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's not okay.
was that the trans woman or something? Because it was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
yeah. Because here's the thing, she got her account banned on TikTok, and when I saw that, I think I made a short video. I was like, hey, considering that she also makes posts like this, that's not that shocking.
yeah,
And
it's
then
not.
and then afterwards, I was like when I read what in the description about what she posted, OC, I was shaking my head. And I was like, awesome, dude. Maybe that's the reason your account is now banned on TikTok.
Yeah, and me personally, I was reporting their videos. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of those people that kept reporting them because I was just like, you should not have an account. You have no say. You're not a cosplayer. You're first of all, you're a black trans woman. Like you should, if anything, you should be one of the main people supporting people like that, supporting like your own community, like as a black community. And it's just unfortunate that even within our own community, people are still divided, people are still disgusting. Like it's just, what I'm saying? So I was like, rest in peace to Ash. And I hope, what I'm saying, like I really, really condolences to them and their family, like to their family and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like we are still people, we are still human beings. Mental health is a really huge thing. And I'm not gonna sit here and say like even people who go through like crazy struggles um like don't have mental health either because even like the woman that said what they said about Ash, I don't like what they said. I hate their guts just for that, but they clearly also have mental issues too in a sense where it's just like you need to get help for that. And some people who are not in the right state of mind also say some crazy stuff, which I'm just like, yeah, these are the people who are insecure, who are just mentally unstable, who like don't didn't probably didn't get the help they needed, like what I'm saying, like as they were probably growing up and stuff like that. So I see like even with some people who are mean and nasty and stuff like that, clearly they're not in the
So,
right state of mind, and that's how I always think about it, where it's just like it's not okay to be like that, but it's just like you can tell like something is clearly wrong with them. And overall, I just think like all together as a community, as the cosplay community, whether you're white, black, brown, Asian, whoever, like you should be able to cosplay. And people who talk shit about you, who cares? Like you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for other people's entertainment. You're doing it for yourself. And the positive comments is what you should be focusing on. I don't
yeah.
really. I just scroll past the negative. I'm like, haha. He said, um, oh, like nigga
They
Daisy
just
or something like that. Like,
they just want attention. But
yeah,
then that's what I be saying. Like they just be crying in the comment section, like
yeah,
all that you take that away, what you got left?
right. And I'm just like, I have a name for people like that. I call them keyboard creatures because I'm just like, you literally wake up every
Really?
day. Yeah, that's what I
I
call them.
call them keyboard warriors.
I call them keyboard creatures because I think the creatures part is a big emphasize where it's just like, you wake up every day and you go online to spread hate and say racial slurs and other stuff under the comment section. That is what you call unemployment behavior. It's giving keyboard creatures. I know your room is dirty and I know you don't shower, but please, for the love of God, like,
Stay
like,
away from us.
yeah, stay away from us. I was like, for real, because I was like, a lot of those people at the time will never say that to you in person. These are people that stay on their computers and stay online. Like, online is their life, which I'm like, I always laugh at those comments because I'm just like, you think I'm gonna sit here and argue and even like remotely give you attention? No. I will show like, hey, like, this person said this about me, but I'm gonna just laugh about it because I'm just like, since you guys want 5 seconds of attention, here you go. Now what? What did you accomplish exactly? A banned account?
And that's what I also be saying. Like maybe asking for my attention wasn't the smartest move.
So
I'm just telling you, just be prepared that we will bring the receipts if you if you FAFO with us.
yeah, literally, I was like, for me, for one thing, I'm gonna bring the receipts. Like, this you, bro. Like, so
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I don't let I don't take negative comments seriously. I don't. Like, I've been through a lot worse. So it's just like that. That's just like another day at this point. And
Well, shoot. Keep the fires going,
mhm.
Tams. Keep the cosplay going. Listen, I try to do the cosplay thing. It's not my thing, but I am a supporter, so
Yeah,
I'll be out here supporting. I'd rather just go as myself.
so that's, hey, fine by me, bro. Like, shit, do what you got to do. And I was
Mm,
just like, you got your setup and everything. So I was just like, yeah, man. I was like, that, whatever's for you. Like, if you know what's comfortable for you and everything like that, I'll go for it.
exactly. Well, now that we're done with section one, let's get into section two. Now, this one's going to be a two-part question, so I'm going to go slowly. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. Now, walk me through your creative process from idea to final post. What goes into bringing a character to life? And how do you balance accuracy to a character versus adding your own personal twist?
Hmm. Well, I think the bringing the character to life thing. I think like I pre-plan everything before I like get myself together. So I always pre-plan. I think about what accessories, what type of like style I want it to be. Like for a lot of my cosplays, I combine J fashion, like specifically Decora with a lot of my cosplays. I do it to Princess Daisy as well, like with the gem face accessories or like the sticker accessories on my face, the rings, the bracelets, the extra necklaces if I need to. Like even like for her afro, I add like the daisy flowers to it to add that sort of like authenticness, like the more natural, like she's the flower princess, like like she's Daisy, she's her, and give it like this is my original like style for her and stuff like that. This is my Princess Daisy, my version of her. This is who I am. She's a part of me and I'm a part of her. Um and what was the second question you asked me? The second part?
Yeah. How do you balance accuracy to a character versus adding your own personal twist?
I think with accuracy, I think like when it comes to my personality and stuff, I see a lot of my personality within a lot of the characters. And so it's just like I also do it based off like my personality with the character. So if it's like I guess like a character who loves like gamer stuff or like like certain niches and stuff like sports or whatever, I add sort of like those accessories and like that makeup to kind of like go with it so that you see like you kind of picture like where I'm going. It's like, oh, like this character's like very athletic. I see you have like the athletic like makeup for or, like the accessories or whoever. I'm like, yeah, like you see where I'm going with this? Like, you have to always add that like I guess like the authenticness with it too, like for like not authenticness, the aesthetic for it. Yeah, you have to add like the aesthetic for like the characters that have those type of personalities. Like with Daisy, she's a tomboy and stuff like that. So with her, I don't wear heels under her dress anymore because it's one thing, it did hurt my feet. And although I do like to wear heels, I'm more so like a shoe, like a sneakers type of like platform girl. So I have for her for the most part. when I'm at like Anime YC and stuff, I wear like my grass shoes with daisies all over it. So if somebody want to take a picture and hey, like, are you wearing shoes under there by any chance? I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm wearing these boots. Like it's kind of like plumber shoes, but it's not really plumber shoes, more so like Daisy. I picture Daisy not wearing heels under that dress. I picture more so her wearing like shoes, like, or boots or something like that, like something that's like more for her, because if she's like the tomboy, more athletic princess out of all of them and stuff like that, I don't see her wearing like heels and stuff like for majority of like the game or something like that. So I sort of add my own story or like my own little personal thing to it, as to where like this is canon to me, instead of like, oh, based on what I see in the game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and listen, I've seen so many people when they do their cosplays, they go all out. Like we want to customize our character a little bit more than what's just the normal. Like nobody doesn't want to see the old fashioned style stuff. Like let's change it up. Let's make it something like very spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's I'm trying to remember what was like the previous ones that I've seen up to this point. I can't remember what it was, but one of them actually did. I'm trying to think. What was that cosplay that was black and white? It did like her name is Carol Bit. I actually talked to her last fall. She did Dot, and she did an outstanding job and changed a few
Oh, Carabas.
things.
Yeah, she's one of my mutual. Her Dot and like her Prenini, like what her and her boyfriend does, like Child Prenini. Oh my god, it's so good. And they're like heavy Sonic fans. So I always talk to them about Sonic and stuff sometimes. They're very, very nice. And I think I met them in person for the very first time last year at a Halloween party. And I was just like, oh my God, like I love y'all content. I love that you guys support each other. I love that you guys bring like unity to the Black community, like in the cosplay community at cons. Like you guys have like panels and just like all these other stuff, like host all these stuff together. Like I love that for them, and I love, oh my God, and she's so funny. Like her, I love when she cosplayed like Karopi. That's one of my favorite cosplays, right? And her SpongeBob cosplay, it's amazing. And I was just like, I enjoy seeing her content a lot. Like her and her boyfriend as well. Like both their content is just hilarious to me. Like I love it. I love it.
Hey, you know the old saying, one can't live without the other.
Yeah,
And they done amazing work.
I know they like it's just like I love like seeing like Black couples also just like work together and being able to just like do things with one another, and just like, like even if like somebody doesn't like it as much as you do, as long as they're supporting you and at least like trying to participate and make the effort to do it, I think that's very much important about like just like caring about each other and stuff. So I was like, they make me happy every time I see both of them together, just like, oh, this guys are so cute, like, oh my God.
Yes. And you're if I can ask, you're based out of New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to New York one of these days. How is it up there?
It's okay for the most part. It's just expensive. That's the problem. Like I feel like when it like I'm not gonna lie. Do you have a car?
I do.
Okay. So if you live in New York and stuff like that, I would say like transportation is more so your friend than driving an actual car. But if you're not from New York, I would just say like you're probably gonna want to drive more because of how like crazy the trains are. It's just like, yeah, I would say like when you do go, if you do ever come to visit New York and stuff like that, definitely like I would say like I guess like the top places to go to would be like Brooklyn, like Manhattan, like Queens, and even like the Bronx too. There's some nice, there's really nice areas in the Bronx as well too, stuff like that. But I would say for more so if you want to be able to have like your first experience in New York, I would say like Astoria, Queens, because that's where it's like they have like the malls and stuff. If you want to be able to go like shopping there, you got like manga stores and all this other stuff there. So you have Astoria, Queens, you have Manhattan, and I would say like for Manhattan, it's either like I hate Times Square. I don't know how you would feel about just going into Times Square and just
Mm.
going different stuff like that. But I would just say just watch out for like the people who try to scam you with like pictures and all this other stuff because they're everywhere.
Yeah, they
Um,
are.
I would also say like even Times Square, I would say 34th Street or even 14th Street Union Square. Like they have like a giant Barnes and Nobles. They got like Forbidden Planet. 42nd Street as well, like Grand Central has Midtown Comics. And if you want to go to Brooklyn, there's I know it's like there's nice little like areas in Brooklyn you can go there just to chill, like just like they have nice like national parks. They have like little like section areas when it comes to like, if you want to go shopping for something small, like, go a little like go thrifting or whatever like that. There's like little areas you can go to as well. Um, and then I would say like the Bronx, like are I think like areas in the Bronx that you would I guess like I don't know if you like baseball or whatever like that, but I guess the Yankee Stadium, it does get pretty wild over there. So that's just or like even the Bronx Zoo. I think the Bronx Zoo is pretty cool because you get to see like the animals and stuff like that. This is also a really nice time to actually go see them now. But yeah, those are like certain places you can be able to go to just to enjoy your New York experience, or even like
Yeah.
going to Central Park and just enjoying like the scenery and stuff, and reading about just like reading about like national history and stuff like that. Yeah, I think certain nice parts of New York where you could just go there and just grab some nature and just chill.
Okay, because I'm also trying to see if I can go to Anime New in NYC too. Check that out as well.
hmm Did you
It's,
apply
it's,
to did you apply to the media, like the media for a media badge or something? Because I think you'd be perfect for that. Like, see if you could get accepted for it. Because
that's what I'm trying to look into now. I'm trying to look into media passes. So
yeah,
I'm trying to see what I have to do because one, you have to make sure you're able to get there. Off any
yeah,
like traveling thing or something. So
yeah.
it's something I got to look into for the next few months, but I'll figure it out.
And if you do go there, like say for example, you try to get a hotel or try to maybe find a place to stay, I would say get more people with you. At least like two, one or two, like a one or like two other people with you, because staying overnight at a hotel and stuff is expensive. So I guess like splitting it would be cheaper. Like I would say, like a lot of people do that too when they go to like Anime Expo and stuff. It'll be like six people in like one hotel room because a room would be like 300 a night or something. Like it's a lot.
Wow. Yes,
Yeah,
it is. Well, shoot, better take the time to do some research then.
yeah,
So, but yes, exciting stuff. All those cosplays, like like go crazy. Like every time when I have guests on here, when they want to make this stuff more lively, I tell people, you know what, go crazy. Let's see what happens.
yeah.
So yeah, keep doing all those insane cosplays you're doing. Like go beyond just the regular level. Don't do something normal. The people want like give the people a cookie. There you go.
No, for real. I do have a cosplay that I'm planning on doing soon. So it's I was supposed to cosplay this month, but because I've been so busy with school and stuff, I was like, dang it, now I gotta.
Mm.
Oh, I felt like I made a false promise to everybody, but I was like, because I did a poll on my story. Hey guys, Bayonetta or Tatsumaki, and everybody picked Bayonetta. A lot of people picked Bayonetta, so I'm like,
Mm.
okay, so supposed to do her. Scratch that. I still have to redo the wig and everything, and I still have a bunch of stuff to really finish. So I was like, she's coming, but she'll probably be coming in May. And then I also want to plan on doing like my Code Geass cosplay of Cece because I have her. It's just that I just haven't got a chance to do her yet. And I was supposed to do her during the wintertime when it was snowing because of the white snow and like I guess like the atmosphere to go with her suit. But the snow was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. So I was like, I couldn't do it. It was too cold. It was like way too cold for me to even go out there, even with the suit on. So it was like in the negative zones, and I was like, yeah, I'm not freezing to death over some cosplay, so I could wait. And I still got a lot to work on, and like school, balancing like finding another job, and also just being able to just like my goal for when I finish school, graduate with honors. That's one of my goals because I got into an internship and I'm happy about it, and it's a paid internship by my professor. So because like as one of the top students in my major, I have high expectations on like just like my work and stuff like that. So my teachers, like my professors expect me to do this and that like at this time. So it's very hard. It's very like it's a lot. And even me, I try to just live my life as much as I can to like have my little fun here and there. And like even with my art too, I do like vendoring at events and stuff like that, like try to like make my little money here and there. But I am human, so sometimes I just want to have a little fun, or sometimes I just want to lay down and sleep, get whatever sleep I can get. and jump right back into my work. So
Well, hey, school and life is our priority first. So
yeah,
get that stuff. Work hard, play hard. Okay.
yeah, most definitely.
There you go. Well, now that we're done with that act, let's go into section three. It's time. This is about your it's about your fashion page,
Hmm.
Decora and fashion expression.
Hmm.
I have another two-part question for you. So, what inspired you to create your Decora J fashion page, and how does it differ from your cosplay identity? And for people who may not understand Decora fashion, what does that style represent to you personally?
So I started doing Decora, like I think when I was younger, I did like wearing accessories and like cute hair clips and stuff on my hair and putting beads in my hair all the time. But when I really got to high school, like um because I went to high school of art and design, so I finally got out of like the charter school chains. Like I hated charter school. I hated everything about charter school. It felt like I was in a dictatorship. Like I was in like it was bad. It was pretty bad. But I survived. I graduated with good grades and stuff like that and ended up going to my dream school, dream high school, and I went to high school of art and design. And I seen like when I went to that school, I seen how different everybody is. And I'm not talking about diversity wise. I'm talking about like sense of fashion, like the way everybody is like individually like within themselves, the way they dress, the way they talk, and I'm just like whoa, like this is the place where I belong. Like this is my people. This is where I'm at. And this specific person, she was in a fashion major in my school. Unfortunately, we don't speak anymore because people grow apart. But I would say this is that she she was the fashionista that I looked up to in my school because she introduced me more and more into Decora, and I will give her props because she was one of the people that did help me with my confidence a little bit when it comes to dressing up the way I want to dress up. And um I really enjoyed seeing her outfits and seeing her dress up, and I started doing it a little bit more and more later on in my high school year, where I started just like you know styling my hair more, dressing up in like different outfits and trying to just find my style, like experimenting with myself as well. And made me realize that I have the power to do this. Like I this is my free will. I can be able to just express myself and be who I am and dress who I want to be. And I don't think no one should really stop me from doing that either, because I was so sheltered with a lot of stuff growing up that I wasn't really able to express myself until I gotten older. And as I gotten older, I started questioning things. I started realizing like maybe I deserve better. Maybe I want to just like be able to dress up and just be who I want to be. And it's like, oh, people's like, oh, you dressing up is just like that's some kid shit or child shit. Like it's not childish at all, because when you're dressing up, it's not like I'm dressing up like people who dress provocative, like that's their thing. I'm not like, oh, like the person that just like that was just constantly, oh, just dresses provocative or something like that, especially in a high school either. But no, like J fashion is, to me, like decor to me is just like it's like another way of like the way I see the world. I dress up on how I see the world, like colorfulness, like just like everything being so different, like just like yes, like aesthetically pleasing, just like even like I love nature. I really do love nature, and when I dress up and I take pictures around like trees and bushes full of flowers, it makes me feel like I'm a part of like Mother Nature herself. Like I am one with Mother Nature, and I love that about myself that I learned, especially since like after I left high school and I went to college. I started doing it on my own. Like I had to wean off of like basically being able to depend on people, like I guess like approval, or just like even depending on like where I'm at with my life at the time, like find my own style, because everybody, even though they do J fashion or do goth or do any like any sort of like the alternative fashion and stuff like that, or style, everybody has their own way of doing it. You can be inspired by other people. You can. And you can even like try to, like I would say replicate it, but replicate it in a way that's like like obviously not copying them all the time or something, like just like being inspired by them and showing like and giving them the credit too. But I would also say just like J Fashion has really helped me get through a lot of stuff, and also helped me with like more of my creativity side too, because I was able to make hair accessories and clips and stuff like that myself instead of just always having to buy it, and it saved me a lot of money too because being able to just like make stuff and just attach it to my afro, attach it to my hair or whatever hairstyle I have, and just style it up and stuff like that, and then seeing how I look afterwards, like it's always to me is gonna be the end results of whatever I do, whatever I plan, and how I make it. And um, you said the last part was
Yeah,
what
the
was the
last
last part?
part. So it was the last part of that was, what does that style represent to you personally?
It represents me as a person, where it's just like I'm showing you the inside of like my inner self. So like I'm bringing my inner self out to you. Like I'm expressing who I am to you directly in your face.
Right.
And like I always say, like if you don't like it, I mean that's your problem. But if my style bothers you, or if I'm bothering you that much to the point where like me dressing up is too much for you and stuff like that, then like that's okay, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for myself. And I always tell people that you don't need to do that for other people. You need to do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
like I'm doing what makes you happy. And if that bothers you, I'm sorry. I can't change how you feel.
yeah, I was like, I can't change how you feel. I'm not gonna be a people pleaser either because as I was heavily a people pleaser, and I had to just like stop doing that because that was one of my main struggles of like trying to have my own character development and being able to dress what I want to dress for myself. So,
Exactly.
my happiness comes first, and the way how I dress up, the way how I feel, it makes me feel happy.
Keep doing what makes you feel happy. Don't let nobody tell you different.
Hmm.
So then last question in this section. How does color, layering, and chaos in Decora reflect something deeper about you?
I think when it comes to like the colorness and chaos, like growing up was really hard for me. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but it was just like growing up and the way I grew up. I think even some of the colors represents like certain things about me where it's just like that was missing, or certain things like how I feel, and just wearing it, I'm just like, yeah, like this is how I feel. Like I would say for an example, if I'm wearing like if I'm wearing like maybe like purple, like purple, like my purple hair, my purple shirt with like different like art on it and stuff like that, and I'm wearing like a dark colored pants or something like that. I feel like I'm on cloud nine basically. Like, I feel like that's like my style is just like I'm out of this world. Like I'm just like my mind is not focusing on anything important right now at the moment. So when I do like wear certain colors and stuff and wear certain things, I know what I'm thinking about. Like when I go to, or even like when I went to one of my mutual of mine, his name is Johnny Bass. He does like he's a goth artist, black goth artist who does like heavy metal music and stuff. Very good, very good music. I recommend you also listen to him too, because I'm not gonna lie, his music is helping me get through certain things. When I went to his first concert for his birthday event, like, and I dressed up, I did goth. I added some decor into my goth as well, but I did goth, and I realized that when I dress this way, I'm dressing this way. I don't like it makes me feel like, yo, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Like this is who I am and how I feel about certain things. And, you know, I have like I'm wearing pure black, silver, like, you know, uh I'm basically just like it makes me feel like I'm kind of just like protesting like everybody else's opinion around me. Like, oh, if I'm walking to the train station or if I'm going somewhere and people see me dressed as that and they question me, what I'll be like, I don't care. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not doing this for you. Like, and this is like, and if you have an issue with it, that's your problem. So like I feel like a lot of colors also like help me feel like I'm expressing myself too. Another thing too, I would say like orange, like orange and yellow, like those are daisy colors. Like the orange and yellow brings a lot of joy to me. When I wear like orange and yellow and stuff like that, it brings so much joy to me. Like it makes me feel
You're in yellow
joyful.
now.
Yeah, it
Hmm.
makes me feel like joyful. It makes me feel like just like calm and just like comfortable. Where I'm just like, I can be able to just like, I'm in my own mind space. I'm in my own bubble, but I'm also just like kind of just enjoying myself and enjoying the things around me as well. Where I don't have to think about anything negative right now, or I don't have to think so deep. I can just be where I am right now. So it's a lot of stuff where it's just like I dress up, I do things, but the colors also speak for themselves as well.
Hmm. Don't speak to himself. And yes, all that stuff, like, you're doing like the fashion stuff, you're expressing yourself and your personality and what you had to go through in life in your deck. Listen, I talked to so many people voice before when they do any type of art they're doing, they're putting like their own experiences into that art as well and telling a story.
Hmm.
So I think that's the same thing what you're doing here with all the stuff I've seen, your Decora page, your cosplays. She's expressing herself and all the stuff she had to go through in life. So.
And it's like I feel like a huge advice I would give to people is dressing up and being yourself is a good coping mechanism when you're going through a lot of stuff because you're doing it for yourself. Like you're basically expressing how you feel on the outside. So I would say don't let nobody stop you from being who you are, and just also fashion, like there's always going to be a fashion statement regardless of what you wear.
Mhm.
And
Right.
even if it's like even if it's like, oh, you're wearing a t-shirt that says I'm dead inside, you're clearly not happy, or like you're clearly feeling a certain way. But it's just like, like you're doing it for yourself. You're wearing it for yourself too. So it's like I feel like a lot of people need to read more on that, where it's just like people wear what they want to wear, but when it's like an alternative fashion, it speaks a lot more than just regular like clothing or something like that. Just like regular, just like plain average, like I don't know, like wife beater, or just like a plain t-shirt that's like the color red or something. Like no, no, it's a lot more, because as you also get older too, you start to dress more and more differently than how you used to dress as a kid, or like as a preteen or a teenager, and you realize, I'm like, wow, like this is how I used to dress. Look how I'm dressing now.
Yeah. Always, there's always going to be someone who's going to critique you. Like I've had some people critique my work, but I listen to what they had to say, and I just move on and try to do something different. There's always gonna be someone who's gonna be like very crucial. Like that's why I be saying like everybody who like reviews these certain like films or TV shows like appears to have issues, but did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
That's all that matters. So keep doing the art that makes you happy, but don't. If someone does critique you, just taking and leave. But do it to an extent that you've done the best you could.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because as an artist, I get critiques all the time about my work, and I love getting feedback because I want to be able to fix or like make my stuff better. When it comes to my clothes and my fashion, like almost is like something where it's just like I don't see it, but then maybe other people see it, where it's like maybe something's a little bit off. Then I obviously would want you to tell me like, hey, like maybe you shouldn't add this because it doesn't go with this here. I think you should probably add this. This will probably go with it more, or something like that. Then I'm like, okay, let me try this. I'll see how this is gonna look, how this looks, or whatever. And
Ex-
I don't like, like I'm not gonna be like, oh well, shut up, you don't know anything, da da da. Like, no, no, no. Like I'm not gonna sit here and get mad at you about something as petty as that. Like, or is this there are gonna be people where it's just like, oh, like even when I'm dressing up and stuff, there are people that literally say, "Are you a clown?" Or Halloween is in October. Like it's not Halloween." And I'd be like, I didn't really ask you, but okay. I mean, like if you want to say that, go ahead. But I'm just not gonna respond to you. That's just it. That's not really.
attention seekers.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. Or there's some people that laugh at me, and I'm just like, oh well. I'm a joke
Mm,
to you, but I'm a joke to you, but to somebody else, I'm one of the greatest human beings on this planet.
it's well said. Yeah. We're getting close to the end here. Are you enjoying our
Hmm.
talk so far?
Yeah, I am. I am. I really am. This is a good podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy myself.
Thanks, thanks. Next up is challenges and reality.
Hmm.
Now, what's something people don't see about being a content creator, cosplayer that you wish they understood? And the next part is, have you ever doubted continuing, and what pulled you to that moment?
I think okay, so I think what people don't see as a content creator and as a cosplayer, I think the mental health part, especially because
Yes.
people can pose, people can dress up, people can, like bring you content or like bring themselves to post and stuff like that. But I think what a lot of people don't get is like when people go on hiatus or like take certain breaks and stuff like that, it's for their well-being. And it's like people have lives on like out of cosplay too, people don't just cosplay and that's just their whole life, like even me personally, cosplaying is a part of my life, it's not my whole life because I have other things on my plate that I want to accomplish too, that's not just cosplaying. And on top of that too, it's just I also don't want people to feel like oh like they cosplay for so long. I don't think I should cosplay. I'm not that good. Like no, start cosplaying. If you want to do that, see if this is for you. I always say like test the waters and see if this is for you. Because I've been there and I've done that where I test the waters to see if I want to do this and I do, but there's gonna be some sacrifices you gotta make along the way too, where it's just like sleep, budgeting yourself. Um, like when you're traveling or like going to cons, you gotta make sure you feed yourself. You gotta have certain amount of money. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have good people around you too, because I think another thing too, where it's just like when it comes to cosplaying community and stuff like that, there are people that are very like they stab you in the back. And I've been through a lot where it's just like I've seen people change over time. I see how people are moving and I just take a big step back because I was like, listen, I'm here to cosplay. I want to have fun doing it. Of course I want to make my content and stuff like that. But the fun part is the most important part to me because at the end of the day, like my mental health is more important. And if I'm not happy, then I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And I think some people need to understand too, like you have to surround yourself with people who support one another too, and you got to just be extra careful. You don't have to trust or like befriend every single person you meet in the community. Like it's okay. Like I have people who I'm acquainted with that I met in person who I'm like mutuals with, but I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm personally their friend or their best friend. I don't like that label is a little bit different. I only call you
Hmm.
my friend if I've known you for years, if I'm super close to you to the point where like I can talk to you about certain things I don't tell other people and stuff like that. Like the whole like thing is just like, or like if you look up to somebody in the cosplay community and they have controversy, like type of thing, or it's just like it happens where people eventually come out to be not so good people, and you know it's just the harsh reality of it. It's just like you got to remember too, these people are not like even myself too. Because I'm gonna say this, I'm not really like oh like somebody extremely special to the point where like oh like I'll look up to you and whatever. I was like, yeah, I know people are probably like looking up to me as people are like at least like a younger age or something like that too. Where it's just like I want to dress like you, I want to da 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 da. But it's like you got to remember too, we are still all human beings at the end of the day. We are still normal people. Just because we cosplay, just because we dress up and whatever, we are still normal people with our everyday average lives and people that can still get consequences just like everyone else. We are not above the rule and we are not below it. So, and I think when it comes to just like I guess like when it comes to just I guess like cosplaying in general, I would just say in general just be who you are, surround yourself with positive people only when you're ready to, because I know some people are very antisocial or just like prefer to be within themselves. So once you're ready, then take that step forward when you're ready, because you will know as a person when you're ready. And like, just have fun, go to cons when you can, because I know cons are kind of expensive too. There are certain events that happen, like cosplay and con events that happen, that are cheaper than actual cons themselves. And I would say just have fun. Literally, just have fun. It doesn't have to be a competition. Have fun. Like do what you want, as long as you are not racist, like being offensive, cultural appropriation, and like, just bringing down others and thinking that you're better than them and stuff like that. Like, then you're good. But all those things I just named, just don't do those things. And I think that's pretty simple. And if you get negative comments, don't take it to heart, because these are people that are actually, those are the actual losers that don't care about themselves. So it's just like, you gotta just brush it off and just move right along.
It's exactly, and I agree with everything you said. Like, sometimes people don't understand what's behind. Like, how can I say this? There's more to us than us just posting our cosplays on here on like social media or other platforms. Like when I started this whole thing, I'm not doing this for recognition or anything. I'm doing this
Hmm.
because I enjoy talking to people. And I'm just
Yeah,
trying to interact with more people because it's kind of hard to get out the house and find new people to talk to. Where on the other side, and I can just go online and find new people to interact with. And it's a work in progress. And seeing it with you, like cosplaying, we do this because it's fun. We also, but we still have like mental health issues, and we like sometimes. And listen, to be honest, sometimes I do get tired of talking, and I just want a week from it as well.
yeah,
So it gets exhausting, and I know probably by the time I conclude this season, I want to take like a 1 month hiatus because
that's fair.
I don't start the next one till August. So
Yeah.
it's, but yeah, you want to. There's no saying, you got to make peace with yourself.
Hmm.
If you don't make peace with yourself, it's not, your life's going to be miserable. Make peace with
Yeah.
yourself first.
Yeah. I think that's very important. Making peace with yourself, and also just realizing that, like, know your self-worth, and like, how much you care about yourself, you're gonna, like, the more you care about yourself, the more you're able to, like, read, like, catch on to people, or just like being able to also like care for others that care about you the same way you care about yourself. So, just surround yourself with good blessings, with good people, and being able to just discover yourself in any sort of way, shape, or form.
E- exactly. Well, we're at the finale. So, future, impact, and legacy. Now, part one, what do you want people to feel when they come across your content for the first time? And part two, 5 years from now, what does the Tamz brand look like? And what kind of impact do you hope you've made?
Um, well, for me personally now, wait, what was that first one? I'm sorry.
That's okay. What do you want people to feel when they come across your content for the first time?
Okay, so what I want people to feel when they come across my content the first time is, like, I want them to feel in the comfort spot. Like, on my Decora page, it's more so like everyone can come on the page. Like, my cosplay page is more so like, it's aged up, so it's like, it's a little bit more mature, but it's just like, when I do cosplay and stuff like that, I don't do like crazy, insane, like super duper like explicit stuff. But it's still like, in a sense, like, where it's just like you can be able to kind of just see where it adds, like, where like some of my styles like come from, like, from, oh yeah, like, she has the core page too. I see why she does it in her cosplay, because she also does it in, like, in her personal style and stuff like that, which I'm like, yeah, I do that in. And I think for me, like, Tamz, the name Tamz is just like, it means a lot, because it's just like, it's who I am. And it's like, I have different varieties and like different versions of myself, where it's just like they all come together, and it's like it becomes like as one person. So it's like cosplay, Decora, and then just like as an artist as well, like doing like art and stuff like that. I see like just all that coming together, and just is who I am as a person as a whole. And it's kind of like how I'm gonna give an example. It's kind of from Steven Universe when Steven he basically got infused with himself like when White Diamond like took him out, like took his gem out his stomach, and like it was like two halves of him and stuff like that. That's how I felt. Like it just felt like I was like different. I had like my different personalities, like my different versions of myself, and then combine that, it just brings me to myself and my one self only. So that's just kind of how I feel about myself, where it's just like I have different parts about myself that I love and care about, and that I should cherish and realize that I am who I am today because of the person I've grown and become and the obstacles that I went through. And this for the second question, for the 5 years from now, I think when it comes to my brand and stuff, I think for Tamz, like I want to extend it more, like more so like have like a sort of like a black brand. Since I'm an artist, like I want to create like merch and stuff like that. But it's just like Afrocentric merch, like where it's just like, like it centers around like the black community as well, because I definitely feel like we should be able to support each other more, especially during these hard times right now that we live in. And also like making sure like inspiring and encouraging people like more and more every day that you can be able to be who you are and create whatever you want, like just like being able to just like bring your ideas to life. Everything doesn't have to be point blank accurate to every single thing you do. And I definitely see myself like doing other collabs in the future with like brands, maybe with other cosplayers as well and other creators, and being able to just like kind of like what I'm doing with you as well, like just doing the podcast and stuff, doing other stuff like that too with other people, and being able to just like have like also have my own personal events as well. So like bringing the community together to kind of like how Carol Bits was doing with her boyfriend and stuff like that. So like kind of stuff like that I wanted to really do, where it's just like, hey, like we could do this, we can bring the community together, we could do events, we could plan this and that and stuff like that. And then also by then too, I'll definitely most likely be financially prepared, because like I said, having a job is also really important, even though it's hard to find one now. I know for a fact that I will be able to get one. I'm going to believe in myself. And eventually, I'm going to be at that point where in my life where I'm going to be getting to like the success to my career that I wanted to achieve, like, or like just career parts in general, because it's just like, I don't just want to do art. I want to do, a little bit of modeling, like,
Mm-hmm.
like stuff in like the fashion community as well. And like even like cosplay stuff too, like, like, and I want to be able to like get paid for it and just being able to like promote stuff and do like sponsorships and stuff. So that's like what I'm headed for as well. So I have like a lot on my plate that I want to do, but I have to just take it one step at a time. And I advise everybody to do the same. Like you'll get to where you want to get to as long as you keep working hard and knowing what you're going for.
Exactly. Well, I think that's just about wrap this up. I think we had a good discussion today.
Yeah.
Yeah, really appreciate it. You gotta, I'm glad that you were able to come on because I saw it all your stuff. I was like, let's bring her on and have a discussion.
Yeah.